Do not ever, ever, ever start any. Hi guys, my name is andiswa.mojapelo and welcome to my channel if it is your first time, and welcome back if you are a returning subscriber. Thank you so much for joining us. I really do hope that you enjoy this video and the rest of the content on the channel. Now, today I'm not talking about money as per regular programming, but I'm sharing something that is very important to me. So I started this YouTube journey last year. I think it's almost 7 months now, and it's been quite an interesting journey for me, not only YouTube specific, but just for life in general. And I've learned quite a lot of things about myself and the way that I do things, etc. So instead of doing a YouTube 6 month update, I thought to myself, let me rather share, me, I'm always about development lessons. There must be a point to everything that I discuss and that I share. So I thought instead of just doing a regular update, let me mix it up with a couple of lessons that I've learned along the way. Now, if you're thinking of clicking to the next video because you feel like, I'm not really interested in starting a YouTube channel, that's not my thing. It's not only about that, it's about starting anything in life. These lessons apply to all of that and general life in general, even if you're not starting anything new. So let's get right to the lessons. Lesson number 1, do not ever, ever, ever start anything purely because the people around you told you to do so. So whether they're telling you to enter idols, or they're telling you to enter some competition, or they're telling you to start a business or a YouTube channel or anything like that, never ever make the fact that people told you to do something your main reason. And the reason for that is because you need to be your biggest motivator and your biggest motivation. And if your motivation is purely from external people, then when they no longer support you, share your videos, watch your content, follow you, support you, and all of those things, support your business, you're going to feel very demotivated. And it's very difficult to control. In fact, it's impossible to control what other people do for you. So rather don't externalize the motivation and rather internalize it. So make sure that you are doing something because you enjoy it and you love it and you want to see it work. That way, when it's quiet and nobody's giving you any support, you're able to be your biggest motivator and pour whatever you have into that thing. So always make sure that you want to start it and it is for you, and you're not starting it purely because people said you'd be great at it or people said you should start it. Lesson number 2 is done is better than perfect. If there's any place that you will learn that, it's on this platform. Why? Because you will want to redo things, you'll want to re-edit, take different takes. Oops, I made a mistake. Have to cut it out, start again, and all of those things. But at the end of the day, you realize that you are human, and there's certain things that you're going to do on camera that, like now, that you're going to do on camera that are not necessarily perfect or fit into the script, but it's just who you are. So one thing I learned as well is to just let go of the little things, and make sure that I relax when it comes to the content that I create on the channel. And that has applied in my other, life aspects as well. Completing something and completing it to the best of your ability is better than getting it to perfection. Why? Because it is rare that you're going to get to the perfection state anyway. So it's almost like you're working against the impossible or you're working towards the impossible. So done and producing something to the best of your ability is better than redoing 1,000 times and wasting effort and time because you're trying to get it to absolute perfection. And why my YouTube channel has taught me this is because I've released content where I thought, that video is not my best video. I don't really like it. I think it has a lot of mistakes, but you guys enjoy it, and you enjoy it more than my other videos. So I've just learned that do your best and let it go. And, don't strive for perfection all the time because it's almost, unattainable. And you're actually working yourself at a disadvantage because you're just going to start hating the entire process because you're trying to be perfect. And honestly, we are not. The third thing is trust yourself and trust your instincts. Now, with any venture that you go into, there's going to be a lot of information, whether that is on the internet through your research, whether it's asking your friends for feedback or your family and all of those things. Everybody's going to have their own opinion around what they think you should do, how you should do it. No, you should edit like this. The music is too loud. It's too soft. The videos are too long. They're too short. Everybody's going to think something about everything that you do. And just make sure that you trust yourself and your instinct, because at the end of the day, you need to make the call. And you can't please everyone. You can't create something that is to everybody's perfection. And this is where you need to trust yourself. You need to take the feedback, but you also need to analyze it, look at the numbers, look at what you've done, and just constantly make sure that you are improving on what you've done, as opposed to trying to do exactly what the next person has done. And guys, especially with a YouTube channel, this will drive you crazy, because some people say, okay, make a thumbnail like this. And then you look at another person, they're like, nah, that doesn't work. Do your thumbnail like this, introduce an intro, don't have an intro, the conclusion, and all of those things. And you will go crazy with all the information that is out there when it comes to anything in life. So make sure that you do, to a certain level, trust your instincts and you trust yourself. And also, there's nothing wrong with having like one other person or two people that you really trust to give you constructive criticism and feedback, but don't overdo it. If you watch 500 videos and you listen to 500 people telling you different things, it's just going to add to frustration. So definitely trust yourself and your instincts, and make sure that you value your own opinion as well as the opinion of others. Lesson number 4 is you have to go through it to get to it. I cannot repeat this enough. And as much as we say that you need to learn from other people's mistakes, there's only so much you can learn from another person's mistakes. You need to go in there and you need to try it in yourself. And that is the only way you will improve. It's through consistently doing something, failing at it, making those mistakes. And I know that for recovering perfectionists like myself, that's a really difficult thing to do. But guys, I'm telling you, you can't learn from somebody else's journey and think that you are now going to, 5 years after studying what somebody else does and how they make their videos and how they conduct their channel and all of those things, and you think you're going to copy their journey, paste it onto yours, and not make any mistakes, you honestly just wasting your time. You need to make those videos yourself. You need to watch your own videos. You need to learn from yourself and your mistakes, and you need to improve from there. You can't do it overnight. It is a process that you have to go through in order to get to. The last lesson that I learned is that we are all creatives. Now, this is coming from someone who's always been a numbers person. I've always been a numbers person from a very young age. In the work that I do, what I studied, both my subjects in high school and varsity, I've always been a number cruncher. And I've never thought myself to be creative. I've always thought myself to be the engineer, the engine of the car, not the body and stuff like that. And, me and my metaphors. But what I'm trying to say is that I've never been like a painter or good at anything of that form. But what starting my own channel has taught me is that we are all creatives, whether you are in the IT space, engineering space, science space, whatever, finance, everything. All of us have the ability in ourselves to create. Everybody has it. The thing is, you just need to find something that you are interested in, that you love enough to actually contribute your effort and your time and your energy into that specific project. So don't put yourself back and say, oh no, this is not my thing. Try it. If you have enough interest in a specific project, you can create around that project. So if you've always thought yourself as the person who needs to be behind doors and just push paper and like work on what everybody else has come up with, that is not necessarily true. You can also come up with ideas. You can be creative. It's all a matter of, are you interested enough in the topic to actually, dust off that creative muscle and make sure that it comes into play. So, guys, that is it from me and the life lessons that I've learned from starting my YouTube channel. It has been an interesting journey. I don't want to lie. And I would encourage everyone, not necessarily to start a YouTube channel, but to start something of your own. It's such a beautiful feeling to own something, to work towards it, to watch it grow legs and walk and all of those things, and do research in making it better and improving it, and also just watching yourself through the process and how you change and how you improve, etc. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave me a huge thumbs up, and also comment in the comment section below and let me know, are you trying anything new? And if you have, what is it teaching you? What have been the challenges? What are some of the opportunities that you see in starting your own thing if you have already? Don't forget to consider subscribing if you haven't done so I can see you in the next one. Bye.